Hello, welcome to Fully Charged and Happy New Year 2019. Yeah, there we go. It's the future. So I thought I'd start off with at least some good news, because we all need good news at the moment. I'm going to list all the electric cars, the new electric cars that are going to be released. Some of them we've seen, some of them we've driven, some of them we just know are coming in 2019. First off, the Audi e-tron. Johnny Smith's just been driving it. I haven't even spoken to him since he's driven it, so I don't know what it's like, but that episode is coming to Fully Charged very soon. We saw it at the Paris Motor Show. It's a mid-sized luxury SUV. Early driving reports state that it's a bit of an electron guzzler, but I bet it's really lovely to drive. And still, even if it is an electron guzzler, it's better than its gas guzzling cousins. That's all I'm going to say about it. Then there's the Mercedes EQC. Slightly bigger, much heavier, and once again another kind of large luxury SUV electron guzzler. But I mean, it's going to be fabulous for the 0.001% that can afford to buy it. And I still argue, once again, that it's better that they drive that than a 4-ton diesel monster SUV, ludicrous old-fashioned lump of clanking nonsense. Anyway, then there's the Mini Electric that's coming out this year. The electric version of the classic Mini has about a 150-mile or 240-kilometre range on a charge. Other than that, I know very little about it. It looks really good. Could be brilliant, might not be. Then there's the BMW i3 with a 42 kilowatt hour battery. And once again, we're looking at about 150 miles or 240 kilometre range on a charge. So a big jump forward for the BMW i3, which is, I think, arguably one of the best electric cars on the market. It's absolutely brilliant. So having one with a bigger battery that doesn't cost twice as much is going to be a really good thing. And then there's the much anticipated 60 kilowatt hour Nissan Leaf, which is coming out this year. And I'm really excited about it. Not only this year, in the next couple of weeks. It's really soon. They're going to be releasing all the details on it. 60 kilowatt hour battery, real world range of well over 200 miles on a charge. That is, how many kilometres is that? 320 kilometres on a charge. We don't know if it's got built-in battery cooling, battery maintenance technology like that. We don't know if it charges at any faster than 50 kilowatts, because a lot of the new cars coming out can all charge at 100 kilowatts, which is twice as fast. We don't really know anything about it, but we're going to find out very, very soon, and we'll be reporting on it on Fully Charged. Probably not breaking news, because we're not terribly good at that. And then, of course, there's the Porsche Taycan. Again, it's a car for the super elite. It's incredibly expensive. It will be amazingly fast. But the important thing about this car is it's pushing the technology to the next level. Able to take a 350 kilowatt charge, the Porsche Taycan can add 100 kilometers of range in under 4 minutes. There's the Kia e-Niro, which we've already reviewed, the new Volvo 100% electric XC40, which will hit the streets this year, and we hope to be testing that soon, and of course the hugely anticipated and very impressive Tesla Model 3. It will be delivered to France, Sweden, Norway, Netherlands and Spain in the first quarter of this year. I've been hearing June this year for the right-hand drive model in the UK, but then I've also heard no chance, mate. So you take your pick. And the final one on the list, and I've only just found out about this, is the Fiat 500e, which is a brilliant little car. Now, I've seen them in Los Angeles because at the moment Fiat only sell them in California and Oregon. Because they've had to, because there's the vehicle mandate in California and Oregon which says you can't sell petrol cars unless you also sell electric ones. We should have that kind of legislation in Europe. But we don't. But I think it's become so popular that even Fiat, who've never wanted to make electric cars, have made the Fiat 500e available in Europe, according to rumours. We will confirm that as soon as we know. The thing is that everyone I've spoken to, which is 3 people, okay, so it's not a massive survey, 3 people who've got them in Los Angeles absolutely love them. They rave about them. They're really nippy, fast, little cars that are really easy to park. Now, we always get a little bit of hostility in the comments if we mention anything about Volkswagen. When we did the VW ID episode recently, just before Christmas, there was a little bit of criticism about, this being a VW Dieselgate greenwash exercise. I really don't think that's what Volkswagen are doing, but I'm not going to discuss that here. But they've come up with another little thing, which I think is really rather cool, a mobile charger. It's basically a mobile 360 kilowatt hour battery. and it can charge a car at rates of up to 100 kilowatts, which is very, very fast. And obviously it can charge quite a lot of cars. If you divide 360 kilowatt hours by 40, say, you give 40 kilowatt hours, 4 fours, 5 fours, 6 fours, 24, 7 fours, 28, 8 fours, 32, 8 cars, 9 fours, 36, 9 cars. You could add 40 kilowatt hours to 9 cars. And that 40 kilowatt hours is a lot. It's a lot of miles. Sorry, that was a bit of mental maths there. But as you can tell, I can do my times tables. It has 2 DC and 2 AC outlets and can charge more than 1 car at a time. The idea being, you roll it into somewhere where there isn't chargers and you charge a load of cars, then you roll it out, take it back to the base to be recharged, and you bring another one and you can charge more cars. Rather a good idea. We would love something like that at Fully Charged Live 2019 at Silverstone, which I'll be mentioning later. So VW, if you've got any lying around that aren't being used that weekend, we've got some really good places that we could use them for you. Now, quarrying. Now, digging stuff up and using it to make things. As I'm constantly reminded on comments and on Twitter, you still have to do that to build electric cars. But Volvo have done something very positive in the world of quarrying. They have cut the carbon emissions at the Skanska's Vikencross quarry near Gothenburg in Sweden. Not by a piddling 5 or 10%, but by 98%. By using fully autonomous electric quarry trucks to shift rocks around, they not only work 24/7, but they also go faster and can drive closer to each other. In the old quarry, with human-driven massive diesel trucks chundering up and down the quarry, they produced 8,700 kilograms of carbon a day. With the new system, and of course these trucks are 100% renewably powered, they produce a mere 166 kilograms a day to do exactly the same job. And now, ships. Okay, ferries, but this one is going into service in the San Francisco Bay this year, and it's powered by hydrogen. Ferry and tour boat operator Red and White have been operating boats in the San Francisco Bay since 1892, so I suppose they know a thing or two about boats. Their boss, Tom Escher, stated in 2015 that he wanted all their boats to be powered by something other than fossil fuels, and this is the first result. And it's not small or slow. It can carry 150 passengers at 35 knots. Nice. And one last little tidbit. Now, I've just read this very interesting article in the Financial Times. All the links to all these stories will be underneath this video, but this is suggesting that we have already passed peak ice. No, this isn't about the rapidly melting polar ice caps that are going to increase sea levels and endanger all coastal settlements for all human beings. We know about that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about internal combustion engines, ICE. What they are predicting is that in 2018, last year, that was peak ice. That was when the most internal combustion engine cars in the history of the human race will ever be sold. From now on, it's downhill. And this isn't about people buying more electric cars, although that's happening. It's about people in the world, globally. We're not just talking about this country or any particular country. Globally, people are buying less new cars. Apparently, global car sales are described as disastrous by one industry analyst and a nightmare by another. The 3 biggest markets, which are the USA, China and Europe, people are just buying less new cars. And I think the important point they're making is, it's quite subtle, it's worth reading, is that even if there is a slight increase in sales in 2019 due to some unforeseen economic uplift, which I think isn't that likely, but if they did, still, there would be less internal combustion engine sales because of the very, very sudden and meteoric rise of electric car sales. In China, which is once again setting the pace, sales of combustion engine cars fell in 2018 to around 18 million new cars. Now that's the first time the number has gone down since the Cultural Revolution. Sales of electric cars have increased a little bit in China. They've increased from a mere 405,000 electric cars in 2017 to 793,000 cars in 2018. And everyone expects that figure to double this year. And finally, here's what's coming on this humble channel in 2019. There's Fully Charged Live on the 7th, 8th and 9th of June. Make sure you put it in your diary if you live in the Western European area, because people came from all over the place last time. It's going to be at Silverstone once again. It's going to be much bigger. There's going to be test drives, loads of food, all the things that people have said. You know, we're really getting there with that. And then later in the year, in September, no definite dates yet, but we'll announce them very soon. We are running Fully Charged Live USA. at the Circuit of the Americas outside Austin in Texas. Yee-haw. The fully charged almanac, it's nearly at 100%. We're really excited about it. That will be thumping onto your doormats in somewhere around sort of late October, early November next year. This year, no, we are this year already now. Going to keep reminding myself. So we're very excited about that. The links for all this are beneath this video. Before I go though, I really want to thank a very small group of wonderful and generous Patreons who support Fully Charged at $10 a month or more. And they are Richard Butcher, Helen Gavin, Peter Stace, Peter Donaldson, George Donahue, Jeff Cairns, John Burnham, Jonathan Leake, Chris Solby, and Anders Madsen. Thank you so much for your support. We really appreciate it. It's enabling us to do all the things we're doing. I've said enough. Please do subscribe to Fully Charged if you haven't pressed the little bell thing. Have a look at the Patreon link. And as always, if you have been, thank you for watching.